Hi everyone, so today we're going to work on introducing the properties of logarithms. So this is kind of like a discovery type lesson. I'm going to walk you through the first couple of things, and then I want you to pause the video and see if you come up with some of the properties that we're going to be studying the next 2 days. So what we're going to want to do is either through the app that we've been using or on a graphing calculator or any regular calculator, you're going to find the value of the common logs. So I've already done some over here on the right. So I'm going to do the odd ones on the left with you. So I'm just going to press log 3 plus log 4 and see what we get. I got, well, let me make sure I get that right. So log 3, I forgot to close my parentheses, plus log 4. Okay, so 1.07, let's go 2 decimal places, maybe 3, 079. But now let's do log 5 plus log 6. If you're using the graphing calculator, please make sure you close parentheses, otherwise it's going to take the log, 5 plus the log. So 1.477, log 3 plus log 6. Okay, I'm going to get 1.255. All right, now, instead of adding, I'm just going to find what's the log of 20. 1.301. And the log of 24. 1.380. And then the log of 12. 1.079. Thought I did that one already. That's up here. So you're going to see some of the values repeated, and that's going to tell us something. So 1.477 is here and here. Okay, 1.25 right here. 1.301. Okay, let's change colors so we get a different 1.38. Oh, that's this one and this one. And 1.12, 1.079, and 1.079. So if we look, what do we notice about the relationship between log 3 plus log 4 and log 12? Is the relationship between 3, 4, and 12. Well, last time I checked, 3 times 4 was 12. Well, does that work for all of them? Well, let's see. Log 4 plus log 5. So if I do 4 times 5, that's 20. It is 1.301. How about 3 times 6? Is that 18? 1.25? Yes. So we're finding that when we multiply the numbers, we get the same as if we would add them. And that actually is our pattern, that the log of 2 separate addition is the same, let's call these A and B, as the log of A times B. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for these other ones. So I want you to pause the video. I'm going to go through and talk through the rest of them, but I did half of them. I want you to pause the video, see if you get the same answers as me, and see if we get the same conclusions. Okay, so pause the video and see if you come up with the same conclusions. All right, so I'm in the middle of doing the subtraction, so let's do that. Okay. 0.477. Okay, so let's see if we can find some relationships here. I have 6 minus 2 and 3. No, wait a minute. So what's the relationship between 6 and 2 and 3? It seems like it's division. Let's check it out. 12 minus 6. So I can do 12 divided by 6 and get 2. Is that the same? Yes, it is. Because we get log 12 minus 6 is the same as log 2. Okay, so we're finding some relationships here. So to me, that's a subtraction. So the pattern you should have gotten is division. Okay? All right, let's do one more. Okay, so let's see what happens. Looks like we have a number in front. So pause the video again, see if you come up with this. I'm going to round that to 8. Okay, so what kind of observations do you see about this particular group? Well, I have 3 times the log of 2 is the same as log 8. And log 1/9 is the same as negative 2 log 3. Okay, let's do one more. 3 log 4. It's the same as log 64. So what's the relationship? Okay, well, I noticed that 4 to the third is 64. Is 2 cubed the same as 8? So I think that seems to be the property here. That if we have, let's call it a log b is equal to log b to the a. Okay. All right, so when we add two logarithms for all positive values a and b, so log, and it doesn't matter the base, we're just using common base, 10 plus log b, we're going to multiply, which is what we thought of when we looked at the investigation. That when we subtract, we're going to divide. Now wait a minute, isn't that the same as exponent rules? It is, because remember, the answer to a logarithm is an exponent. These are our 3 rules of our 3 properties of logarithms. We're going to talk more about them in the next video, but we want to be comfortable and understand why they work, that's the reason for this. Now you can test your rules a couple other different numbers and stuff and see if it holds true. All right, so what's the point of this? So we're going to practice using logarithms. Eventually, the goal is to use these properties to help us solve the big question is how do I solve when x is in the exponent? How do I solve for x? So we're going to be using these properties to help us do that. All right, so here I have log base 2 of 9 plus log base 2 of 3, and we're going to write it as a single logarithm, which means we're going to combine the numbers according to what the property says. So addition means multiplication, so that's going to be 9 times 3, and then we're only doing log base 2, and you can also write this as log base 2 of 27. Now I know it's like, why do we go from 2 to 1? Because we're combining them, we're condensing it to 1 log by using the properties. When we expand it, we're going to separate into 2 logs or more. So when we're condensing it, we're writing the word log only once. Okay, so here we have actually 2 things happening. We have the subtraction, but we also have this number or letter out in front. Now remember, out in front means that it's going to become an exponent. So I'm going to do that first. Okay, now I'm going to do the division. And that's what we're going to end up with. All right, let's try some more. Notice there's a couple of things happening in this one, but the first thing you're always going to want to do is the number in front. That's an exponent, so that's going to get moved to 6 squared. Okay, and then subtraction means division. So I'm doing this step by step. And then addition means multiplication. So we're going to change this now. So that's going to become a multiplication problem. So we're going to get log 8 times 3 over 6 squared. And I'm just going to leave that. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my notability today. All right, addition and multiplication. So I'm going to add. And then subtraction means division. Okay? All right, so let's try these ones where we're going to take a single logarithm and expand it. All right, so I notice this is division. So division means that we're going to subtract. Okay, so notice I wrote the word log base b twice. Okay. All right, so we have a bunch of things here, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this multiplication. So log base 3 of 7 plus log base 3 of the expression 2x minus 3 quantity squared. Now we can't do anything with that 2x minus 3, okay? You can't separate it because there's an addition and subtraction. We don't have a property for addition and subtraction. We only have a property for multiplication and division and a power. So we're going to make this log base 3 of 7 plus 2 times log base 3 of 2x minus 3. Okay. All right, so let's try some more here. Division means subtraction. And that's as far as we're going to go. I have that one twice. All right, let's try down here. All right, so this one, notice we have multiplication and powers. We're going to do the multiplication first. Okay, it's kind of like the reverse of order of operations. So I'm going to do log x cubed plus log y to the 5th, and then I'm going to bring the powers out in front. So I got 3 log x plus 5 log y. Okay. All right, let's try this one. What are we going to do with square root? Well, we need to remember that a square root can be written as an exponent to the 1/2. So the 5 and the x are being multiplied. That's what I'm going to take care of first. Make that addition. Okay, and then that power is going to come down in front. All right, so that's what we're going to work on. Today is just an introduction, so there's no assignment for tonight. We're going to pick this up again tomorrow. Have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions. And remember, staying in means that we're keeping everybody safe.